Here at the Universalist Unitarian Church of Farmington, every day, every way, we bid you welcome. In this community of radical inclusion, we make space for what you believe, who you are, what you love, and who you love. Your whole self is welcome here. It's important that you showed up today. Gathering in community is an act of rebellion against isolation and hopelessness. Knowing this to be true, please repeat after me. We are rebels for hope.
We are rebels for hope.
Yes, and that we are. My name is Mark Petrie, and I'm your service leader today. My pronouns are he and they. Thank you for spending your Sunday morning with us, whether enjoying the service in person or watching online. We'd like to extend a special welcome to any visitors today. We're so glad that you joined us today. Please take a moment now to silence any digital devices you have nearby and bring your attention to our time together. We have just a few announcements today. Today after service is the annual Youth Rock Hunt, which will be taking place outside by the playground. Parents or guardians who have youth planning on participating, please check your student out from RE or the nursery downstairs, and then meet up with Argo Kramer and the rest of the participants in the Marge Brown room before heading out to hunt. Anyone is welcome to come outside and watch the fun unfold and get some free prizes. Next, during coffee hour, there will be a newcomer meetup for anyone who is new to UUCF and would like to learn more about us. This is an opportunity to ask questions and get to know us, so come to the table with flowers on the back of the fellowship hall. Next, the book club meets on the first Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. in Adams Hall. This month, we are discussing The Spear Cuts Through Water, a 2022 fantasy novel by Filipino-American writer Simon Jimenez. The novel contains the framed story about a grandchild listening to stories of the old country. It also tells the story of two men who journey across the old country with a dying goddess. It is Jimenez's sophomore novel. The novel received critical acclaim, winning the 2023 British Fantasy Award for Best Novel, as well as the Crawford Award. And it was shortlisted for the 2023 Ignite Award and Ursula K. Le Guin Prize. Exciting. All right, Knit for Food. Knit-a-thon is a 12-hour knitting marathon to raise money for 4 organizations working to prevent hunger. No Kid Hungry, Meals on Wheels, Feeding America, and World Central Kitchen. UUCF's Craft-a-thon will be on Saturday, April 11th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Although the national event is called a Knit-a-thon, all crafters are welcome, so bring your watercolors, scrapbooking, diamond painting, coloring book, or any other creative hobby. Please RSVP so that we know how much food to prepare. Next, it's the Peeps Show. Is Kelly here? Kelly's here.
Can't find her anywhere. As you see, all the information, Peep Show, Peep Show. Oh, sorry.
Oh, here you go.
As you see, the Peep Shows will be due on the 12th. These are dioramas made out of peeps, glued together in some wonderful decoration with a theme of change. Times are changing, and so are the peeps. Winners will get some cool peep swag, and all participants will get some cool peep swag. So, come join the fun.
Winners get extra pizza.
Winners get extra peep swag, yes.
All right, fun. Please save the date for UUCF's 3rd annual Earth Day concert on Saturday, April 18th at 7 p.m. This concert consists of our adult choir, children's choir, and our musicians, including Jennifer, who's on cello here. This is truly a wonderful celebration of the earth through music, and the concert will benefit Greening of Detroit. Invite your friends and family to come and join this celebration of the earth. Next, tomorrow is our deadline for our pledges for the 2026-27 fiscal year. And as of today, we are at 70% of our goal. There's still 21 pledges outstanding, so if you have not submitted your pledge, you might be receiving a call from a member of the fundraising committee. Fundraising committee, are you here? Anybody raise your hand? Am I the only one? I don't believe it. Join the fundraising committee. We apparently need more people. To avoid that call, please submit your pledge via the QR code or fill out a paper form that you can find in the office next to the pledge box. Completed forms can be placed in the pledge box in the office. If you've submitted your pledge, thank you. We are all important threads in the tapestry that is UUCF. Becca has an announcement regarding leadership.
Hi. I'm once again coming before you to ask for a B&G chair. Building and Grounds, yes. Friends, the Building and Grounds Committee is important. It literally keeps the lights on, and we have an awesome committee of hardworking people. We just need somebody or a pair of someone's bring a friend and be a co-chair to take point on the leadership. Please contact me as head of the nominating committee, any board member, any member of the B&G committee. If you're interested in doing this, you don't have to go it alone. We have an awesome committee. We just need somebody to sign the checks and say when the meetings are. Jim Tedesco is willing to still support you. The committee is supporting you, but we do need somebody to take chair or, lights. So thank you.
Matt volunteers.
Yeah, well,
Good job, Matt.
you have to be 18.
Okay. Opportunities for connection this week. Monday night, choir and AA meeting. Those are separate. Tuesday is men's lunch and book club. Wednesday, writing as a spiritual practice at 10 a.m., Marge Brown Room. Wednesday evening, membership meeting. And Saturday is the knit-a-thon, as we talked about before, and board game afternoon. Yay! Hooray! All right. As we move to our chalice lighting today, we begin our service by lighting the chalice, which is the symbol of the faith that we share with the words from our mission statement. Please join in reading our mission statement in unison. We seek answers everywhere, include everyone, and live with compassion. Thank you, Jennifer. Our opening hymn today is number 61 in the gray hymnal, Lo, the Earth Wakes Again.
You're invited
Please stand as you're willing and able.
Argo shares the message for all ages today. I just want to remind everybody that we, especially on days with our message for all ages, we're going to sing out our children with the song as we go. But this has not only music, but our rainbow arch. So if you are in a row with a rainbow sticks and someone isn't across from you, or I see Damon's way over there, like, help out. And, you know, we'll do the best we can. I see for some reason this side is a little less, but just letting you know that that is how we end our message for all ages. So go ahead, Argo.
All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Argo. I am your religious education coordinator. I use he, him, or they, them pronouns. And today's message for all ages was originally written by Christian Smith, and it was modified and added to by me to make it a little more personal to our congregation. It is called the Carrot Cake Principle. Most things aren't for everyone. There will be some things you like and some things you don't like, just as others may like things you don't or dislike the things you do like. I love carrot cake. Maybe some of you do too. But some people, no thank you, no carrot cake for them. Why would I want a vegetable in my cake? I was recently talking to a friend, and somehow along the road, we got into the topic of what vegetables were best, and we were giving our ratings, and they were practically opposites. I thought green beans deserved the top spot, and green beans ranked lowest on his scale. Yet we worked it out and still remain friends. For the kids sitting up front, can you think of a food that you know that maybe some adults or even other kids don't that you don't like? Or the other way around, where you like something you know your friends don't. If you can think of something, raise your hand. Okay, I'll go. Matt, what's something?
I like, for some reason, rice and bacon together.
Together.
But
Okay.
I don't think anyone else here has tried that.
Okay. Okay, can you pass this mic to Talia? Or I'll just reach over you, sorry.
I don't know why, but I like cucumbers and applesauce together.
And together, okay.
They
we
actually
got,
just taste good.
we got a lot of
Everyone-
combos. Can you
in
pass?
first grade, a bunch of people just...
I like tomatoes.
You like tomato? Tomatoes are controversial. But thank you. Thank you for being brave. The same thing goes for just about anything. Your favorite food is most likely someone's least favorite food. And I, in my free time, do not like to watch sports. I wasn't really raised in a sports family, but I have people who I care about who really care about the results of March Madness to the point where I am pretty informed on the goings-on. Or we even have congregation members here who show up in their favorite football team's jersey on a game day. Some Sundays I'll arrive here to find a group of people dressed in jerseys talking about the big stressful game later, and I'll quietly go into my office and Google what game is the Lions playing today. Just so I can kind of be in on the conversation. Once again, for my kids up front, or anybody else if you want to help me get my steps in today, can you think of something you like that is not food that you like that your friends don't? I can think of one off the top of my head. A lot of you up here and out there like to go outside into the woods in the spring and summer and catch the snakes from the woods, yes. And you like to hold them and pet them and hang out with them, and I personally would not do that. As you well know the rules, no picking up snakes if Argo is around. From afar, you like showing me from a distance. So you would never, ever catch me holding a snake in the middle of the woods. So that's one I can think of. Can you guys think of anything else? Yes. Yeah. Talia?
Some of my friends also do not like snakes. I love them on
You
the other
also love
hand.
snakes.
I have a book about them.
We're very pro snake.
And 2 rubber snakes.
Oh my goodness.
And I want
Can you
one.
pass it over to Annie?
I like tarantulas. I can't say the word. I'm bad at saying it, but my friends all thought it was disgusting. But they're so cute.
Oh, tarantulas. Okay. Ruby, were you raising your hand? Matt?
This isn't exactly what you said, but it's kind of.
Okay.
Like, Henry has some words about Fortnite. and
Oh,
I like it.
I was actually going. Would you like to defend yourself?
So this is about snakes.
Okay, you can talk on snakes, and then we'll talk about Fortnite.
Sometimes there's too many snakes that I can't have. There's too many snakes. We don't have room for all the snakes.
Too many snakes to hold. But this was one, if nobody talked, I was going to bring this up, is that oftentimes joys and sorrows in the RE classroom are greatly centered around new video game updates, and it has sparked lively debates over whether Fortnite is better, or Minecraft is better, or Roblox is better, or who's what for playing what game. So I know a lot of you have opinions that some of your friends don't share. And we will keep those opinions to ourselves. And here at church, I love to sing. I grew up singing. I used to sing in the church youth choir here with Diana like a million years ago. But not everyone does. And there are some people for whom the music is just something they wait through until the rest of service happens. Some people can even find the singing overstimulating, which means that's when your senses become overwhelmed because it's a bunch of people in a room making a noise, and that can kind of get overwhelming, which is why we have those noise-canceling headphones in the back. For almost all of us, there's something like this in your life. The thing that you like that no one else around you does, or the thing that you don't like that everyone else seems to love. Our congregation is like this too. It's not going to be for everyone, and that's okay. Some people will check us out and realize this was not what they were looking for. We see a lot of visitors now and then. Some of them never come back, but some of them find exactly the kind of people they were hoping for. We offer what we have for everyone, and we let them decide whether it makes sense for them or not. Like we always say, we try to be radically inclusive. And even more than that, even for members of our congregation, for people who choose to come here every week, not every single part of our congregation is going to be for everyone. And that's even more okay. There are parts you might love, like singing, or picking up the snakes, or going to RE class, and that person next to you might feel pretty differently. And there might be something that you really don't get, but you can tell it's super important for the person next to you. And that's good. That's almost what makes this community so important. Our congregation tries to welcome all people, no matter what they look like, whoever they love, no matter their age, or whether they like carrot cake or snakes. I'm gonna stop saying the word snakes. I know that sometimes when the youth have to sit in here, I get complaints about having to sit through the announcements. A lot of those do not apply if you are under 10. But have you ever noticed something we say before we start the announcements, when we're welcoming everyone in? We say, we make space for what you believe, who you are, what you love, and who you love. Your whole self is welcome here. And that is true, and we say that every week. Remember, we've talked about this in RE, that sometimes, even if it's just a bunch of people that you guys have known each other for 3 years, you know what I still make you do? I still make you say your name and pronouns every week. And you say, I know everybody in this room. But the reason we do that is so it's muscle memory. It's so that if a new person comes, we just know this is a part of what we do. And it's the same thing for that. Even if it's a room full of people we already know, just in case one new person comes, we say, we are making space for you. You, every person who walks in, you are welcome here. And we really try to live that. Once again, from my audience participation, think about it in your head. Can anybody think of any ways that we try to include people who are different from us? And your answer must not relate to snakes. What is a way we include people who are different from us? Or we want to make sure everybody is welcome in the church? Talia.
We help. Well, I'm sure. So basically, we welcome them in any way we possibly can. Like
You're right.
hanging out with them, well, saying, "Hey, do you want to come sit with me?" or something like that.
You're right. Did you know the adults have someone called a greeter who stands up there, and their whole job is to see if new people walk in, they see them, and they say, "Oh my goodness, welcome to our congregation," and they tell them everything you need to know. Okay, we'll go Maya.
Maybe you could include them in a game.
Include them in a game. That's another good one. Annie? Pull it up.
Like Talia said, I was gonna say, let them sit with you, and yeah.
Good. That's what you did today. That's a good example. Sibby?
You can welcome someone into the community, like say, it's nice to meet you, and all of the things that's all about it. You can tell them like, this and that about all of the things.
I think that's true. I think that's true because sometimes we use a lot of words here and we say, okay, I'll meet you down in Adams Hall, or I'll see you in the Marge Brown room, or I'll see you in coffee hour. And if someone is new here, they say, what is the Marge Brown room? So that's why it's super important when we're saying that if there's someone new, we seek them out and we say, hey, Marge Brown room's over here. Or downstairs, that's what we call Adams Hall. Because there's a bunch of words we use that someone else who has never been here would never know. Okay.
We have elevators.
We have elevators, ding, ding, ding.
Elevator.
We have one elevator, you're right. We have elevator, correct.
Newcomer meetup.
Newcomer meetup, first of every month. Dante.
We make sure we have, we have signs everywhere that are different religions and different things. So
Yes.
As you use, that's very important because it's everybody's religion, whatever you want.
I think that's something that I have written down but nobody mentioned, is that even if someone was driving past our church, what are some things they might see? Dolly. They might see
The rainbow flags
rainbow
and the
flag.
cars.
And the cars. People are here?
The sign at front.
The sign out front? Okay. All right. Thank you all very much. Dexter, okay, I'll get my steps in.
The Memorial Garden pathway and snakes in a bucket.
And, okay. Snakes were banned from answering, but I like the other one, is that we recently, within the past year, we upgraded the pathway to the Memorial Garden to be wheelchair accessible. So that is another way that before that feature was not something that someone who was using mobility aids could access, and now it is. I also have just rapid fire. We have fidgets, noise canceling headphones, gender neutral bathrooms, quiet spaces to stream the service, elevators, sound system that connects to hearing aids, and lots of food options when we are offering something to eat. Okay. But we don't try to be the perfect thing for everyone all the time, because that's impossible. The thing about trying to serve a large group of people is that some things are like carrot cake. Sometimes Reverend Karen and I will try something new and out of the box, and some people will absolutely love it. They will find me after service and say, that was my favorite service of all time in UUCF. And someone else will find me in coffee hour and they will say, that needed some work. Or they'd prefer if we didn't do anything else like that. So when we're serving a big group of people, we know we can't be perfect. Not everybody is going to agree on everything. Instead, we try to be true to who we are, Unitarian Universalists who put love at the center of all we do. And then We try to have a lot of different ways people can connect and show that love. Music, words, children and family activities, shared meals, small groups, events in both the building and out in the community, and many more. I hope this congregation is special to you. And whatever way it's special for you is great. Just remember that the thing that you don't necessarily love might be the thing someone else needs, even if it's carrot cake. All right, so now we are going to sing the children out to their RE classrooms, and we'll lift up those mentioned rainbow arches.
As you go, may joy surround you. As you go, go in peace. Know our love is with you always. As you go, as you go, as you go, may joy surround you. As you go. Through the sharing of joys and sorrows, we make space every Sunday for authentic and vulnerable sharing, which helps to build this congregation into beloved community. You are invited to share what's going on in your life, to name your feelings and the people in your heart in need of prayer, good energy, best wishes, and other help. You are welcome to come pick up a stone here, or stones from the table, infuse or charge it with your joy or sorrow, and place it in the singing bowl, where its energy will ripple out to be held by all of us. Or if you'd like to verbally share something with the congregation that's important on your heart, please come up and speak directly into the microphone here. All are welcome to participate in any of these ways. And we're going to light 3 candles for the intentions that rest in the silent sanctuary of our hearts, one for the joys, one for the sorrows, and one for the strength of the gathered community that can support you and bring you peace.
As we begin our meditation moment today, I ask you to take a deep breath in, bring your attention to this moment, feel your energy in your body where you might be holding tension. Maybe you're holding worry about the world, yourself, a friend, a family member. Hey, there's a joy or sorrow in your heart that you didn't come up to put a stone in, or maybe it's just too tender to say out loud right now. Let's hold all of that together and taking a deep breath and feeling that energy inside your lungs, bring it down to your belly. knowing that here in this community is a space where we can hold it all together. This is your space of love and joy and belonging. But today we're talking about belonging in community and what does it mean to belong? How do we hold space for people who are maybe different from us in many different ways? How does our community actually do that? So I wanted to share just a little bit about a program that I've been in last fall, and now I'm facilitating it with a group that's called Bridging to Belonging, and it's part of the Interfaith Leadership Council of Detroit. And they use a lot of work by an academic and practitioner named John A. Powell. And so I wanted to share with you some of his words. He writes, "Othering is the problem of our time. Belonging is the solution." This is a big part of what this program is. And so just here are a couple of more quotes that I would like you to contemplate on as we share a little bit of meditation time. Just take some of these words in and contemplate how they might apply in your own life. John writes, "The problem of othering is not fixed by saying that we're all the same. That tendency is quite strong because we are afraid of differences. What we want to move to is belonging. Belonging is different than inclusion. Belonging is basically saying we co-create the thing we belong to. We participate together in making that future. That's the heart of belonging and what makes belonging different than inclusion. We have many parts of our identity. When we meet someone and we think of them as other, we flatten their identity to this one thing that we are thinking about them. One of the phenomenons of othering is that we flatten them. We don't see them and their complexity, all of the stories, all of the layers of who they are. And so part of bridging is actually giving us a chance to see the person in their complexity. In that complexity, there is almost always something that happens where we can connect. Now, I'm going to acknowledge that it's really, really hard. It is really, really hard. Every day, every week, there is a new something out there that makes it harder and harder for us to connect. But what if we just take some time and contemplate on that? So I again invite you back into this meditation space and think of a time when you othered somebody different from yourself. When you only saw the one thing about them that was different from you. I'm not going to ask you to contemplate connecting with them at this moment, because that's really hard. But what if you can just sit with that for yourself? I notice this thing that's other. Can you notice maybe your own sadness about the lack of connection? Maybe there's a time in your life when somebody othered you. There was a story that they had about you that kept them from connecting with you. Where is that space? Just encourage you to notice that and breathe into it. Just imagine what the possibility of belonging could look like. Let's take another moment in to breathe and hold that space together. We're going to let go of that worry, whatever came up for you. And we're going to sing together from our gray hymnal, number 362, Rise Up, O Flame. You'll be seated for this song, and we're going to sing it through 3 times.
Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy.
And now I'd like to actually call over Ellen Greenya, who is going to share with us their membership moment.
I'd like to preface this by saying I didn't realize what the topic of today's service was going to be, because we've had lots of membership minutes, and so I just thought it was my turn. But a lot of what I say here works so well that you guys are going to go, oh, she knew. My name is Ellen Greenya. My pronouns are she, they. Back in the summer of 2018, my youngest and I had just moved to Farmington Hills. I was fresh from a second divorce and ready for a new start. This included finding a place of worship, belonging that had been missing since I'd walked away from devout Catholicism some 8 years prior due to disillusionment. When my college kid visited UU Ann Arbor and came home with a folder describing the community, I was interested and began looking at UU options online. UU Farmington and Northwest UU were equidistant from my home at that time, so I chose UU Farmington to visit that summer. Upon entering that Sunday, I was met with warmth and welcoming community members. I'm pretty sure I introduced myself to Diana on day 1 and joined the choir the following month. Music is love. I felt at home after looking for like-minded individuals that love you for who you are and aren't out to change you, but to embrace the strengths you bring to them. I had a family issue come up the following spring, and love came to my door with a meal for my family. I was really touched by the unexpected gesture. I got to experience being chair of Building and Grounds. Through the pandemic years, I was about as knowledgeable about B&G as I was about the pandemic, and without the help of many talented others, I couldn't have made it through my tenure. Then there's the AV team. What started with helping Chuck Eglinton and the team back then has morphed into what Jamie Sanchez and team has made it today. I'm proud that I can still assist AV in various ways. I think my favorite job next to helping our fantastic music program is the bursary I get to do a couple times a month. With Karen Schnell Goldberg, then Barb Eglinton leading the way as finance leads, along with Hope Sorensen, we humbly safeguard the offerings of this community. When I decided to join Marie Lowry as a women's health clinic escort over 3 years ago, little did I know that my patience and power of observation would come in handy on a weekly basis for so many Saturday mornings, granting women safe access to health care. It opened my eyes to ways of life so foreign to me before then. My spirit for justice had been ignited. Through picnics and butterflies, crop walks and rallies, the Metro Detroit tour of the UUCF choir, to many holiday celebrations, animal blessings, and auctions, I feel lucky to be able to fill my social calendar with adventures of my choosing that even give back to the community at times. You even put up with my mediocre ukulele playing. Thanks, Diana and Reverend Karen, and all of you for encouraging and indulging me, and y'all for listening. Something about UUCF and the ability to have deep and meaningful conversations is an integral part of us. I also cherish that I've been able to be vulnerable with parts of myself that I know will stay safe. Thank you, bless you, and we are rebels for love.
Thank you, Ellen. We're lucky to have you. Our offering words today are by Kayla Parker. We know that our financial contributions to this congregation come from sacrifice and hard work. We are so grateful for this and commit together to ensure the funds we gather collectively do a greater good for ourselves and our world than they could have done alone. May this offering sustain and grow the life and mission of this congregation. May we give in love and in hope. You are now invited to participate in the blessing of giving as the ushers come among you to accept the gifts of the congregation. You may also give online or via the QR code on the back of the order of service, and the morning offering will now be gratefully received. Please join me in reciting the offertory blessing that can be found in your order of service. To the work of creating beloved community within and beyond these walls, we dedicate ourselves and our offerings. And we have a reading today This is Anyone's Ministry by Gordon B. McKeeman. Ministry is a quality of relationship between and among human beings that beckons forth hidden possibilities, inviting people into deeper, more constant, more reverent relationship with the world and with one another, carrying forward a long heritage of hope and liberation that has dignified and informed the human venture over many centuries, being present with, to, and for others in their terrors and torments, in their grief, misery, and pain, knowing that those feelings are our feelings. Celebrating the triumphs of the human spirit, the miracles of birth and life, the wonders of devotion and sacrifice. Witnessing to life-enhancing values, speaking truth to power, speaking for human dignity and equity, for compassion and aspiration, believing in life in the presence of death, struggling for human responsibility against principalities and structures that ignore humaneness and become instruments of death. It is all these and much, much more than all of them present in the wordless, the unspoken, the ineffable. It is speaking and living the highest we know and living with the knowledge that is never as deep or as wide or as high as we wish. Whenever there is a moment that summons us to better ourselves, wherever our lostness is found, our fragments are united, our wounds begin healing, our spines stiffen, and our muscles grow strong for the task. There is ministry.
What actually is ministry, especially to a group of people who aren't always sure they really like these religious-sounding words? What is this thing, especially in a UU context? It is a hard thing to define, and yet we do spend quite a bit of time thinking about it, especially for some of you who may be new here. You may not know this, but that especially because this congregation is in search, they're soon to announce who the new minister is who will be starting in August, and soon I will be saying where I am going. And so there's a lot of conversation about what is this thing called ministry anyway. And then if the word ministry is challenging for you, you can substitute it with the word belonging, which we've used a lot already today. So I'm just going to put that out there because we think that it's really important to consider how it is we are always together. So can you imagine something more difficult to define than the concept of ministry or belonging? We who are part of faith communities use the word all the time like we know what we're talking about, as if we all have agreement on what it means and who's in charge of this amorphous concept that can't be measured or accurately described. Think of it. Ministry or belonging can't be seen with our eyes. You can't name it or color it. You can't measure it with a ruler, and you can't pour it out of a measuring cup. But we kind of have a feeling for what it is. It doesn't change colors when mixed with another element. We can't pick up ministry and carry it from room to room. We don't feel it if we brush by it as we're walking by. Can't identify it with a taste test, and we can't name it like a bird song. However, just because ministry can't be specifically defined and measured doesn't mean we don't feel its effects. Ministry is the strange concept where we know it by a feeling within our emotional and maybe even physical heart. We know it by the smiles people share, by the genuine support and care for each other. I appreciate Ellen sharing about somebody bringing you food. Like, that is one of the stories that I hear people telling about. Oh, I was sick and so brought me this. We see it by the steady presence of people who consistently show up for each other, by the ability to trust and share from a place of vulnerability, by a community's willingness to experiment and take chances together, For example, our Rainbow Arch was a new thing that we started, and we're still learning how to do it, but it was an experiment that we started and we're continuing to do together. Ministry itself is very important, and yet we still don't know exactly what it is. We know it by its presence, but we can also kind of know it by its absence when some of these things don't exist. But we try to keep working towards the existence of it. In Unitarian Universalism, we believe in this concept called the prophethood of all believers, meaning that each of us brings our gifts to our congregations. Whoever you are, you have something to contribute, which John Luther Adams described as voluntary associations. He called our congregations voluntary associations in which we practice being human together. Because this is a place where we just keep practicing. Since UUs don't have a shared creed, what binds us together is our covenants and our commitment to keep growing and learning as humans. This is our ministry. Our congregations have many ways of giving us opportunities to grow, such as being the Building and Grounds chair. For example, that is an opportunity to grow. One methodology is with a specific study, such as our book group that was talked about earlier. It's with how a choir learns to sing a song together, yes, but also in knowing that if one person needs to take a breath, someone else is carrying that note forward. It's in our leadership roles where each committee or team is responsible for their area of the ministry, and yet we all work together for the whole. Each part trusts the other and knowing that each one contributes. A UU congregation is much like the prelude that we heard and watched earlier with Jennifer and Diana. Each person has their skills and talents. To the best of their abilities, they try to complement each other, never compete. A concert made up of only cellos or only pianos would be lovely to listen to for a little while, but a concert with these instruments combined, played by people who have learned how to best play together, is a masterpiece. UU congregations, when we minister with an open heart, are much like a multi-layered orchestral piece. If we come together with a willingness to play and experiment, we can also be like a jazz orchestra that allows for improvisations and variations. So we know not everything is going to happen exactly as planned, but we're willing, if we work together, we can know where the variations are. We're open to learning. We're open to learning, admitting mistakes, and we try again. From the time a person becomes part of our congregations, whether from birth or as an adult, we now have babies and children growing up in our congregations, which is very exciting. They should know that they are loved. That is like our main thing. We want them to know they are loved. And we are glad they are here. I truly believe that Unitarianism, which we now understand means the oneness of all people, and Universalism, which we now understand means all are loved, has the power to transform individuals, communities, and I dare say even the world. If we as a faith movement and each of us as individuals were somehow able to, in each moment, remember that we are one with all people, and we can remember that if all are loved, it is our responsibility to act from that love. Just imagine what we could do. It's really hard to remember those things all the time, but we try. Again, ministry can't be seen with a color or something that changes magically in front of us, but it can be seen, just like Argo was saying, in the ways that we greet newcomers, or ordinary things like remembering to put on your name tags. Hint, hint. So, in the ways we make sure everyone knows how to access information, in the ways that everyone feels like they can ask challenging questions. What do you people believe? And that we don't get defensive when somebody asks that question. Ministry is seen when adults and children knows each other's names, and we can authentically look at each other and say, I am so glad to see you. Many years ago at my home congregation in Greensboro, North Carolina, I had such a moment. I may have told you this story before. If I have, forgive me. Life is about stories. I had been attending the UU Church of Greensboro for several years, maybe 2 years by this point. It had gotten me through some very hard times. Most of our congregations are really good at that. They're really good at stepping up and saying, let me help you through this. One way I participated in the community was by singing in the choir. At one point in time, this congregation had both Sunday services and a Sunday evening Vesper service. I'll never forget that one Sunday, for whatever reason, I just wasn't feeling like coming to the Sunday service. I don't remember if I was tired from something the day before or having a hard time getting going. I'm sure some of you have had those days. But I decided Sunday morning just wasn't going to be it for me, but I wanted to come to the Vesper service that night. As the afternoon was approaching and then it got close to the Vesper service, I wondered what it would be like to show up for one event but not the other. I grew up in a very fundamentalist, shame-based faith, so I had some old baggage about the requirement to be at every single event. Internally, I acknowledged that shame. I see you, shame. I see you're there, and decided to show up anyway, knowing what I personally needed that day. When I came to church and walked into the sanctuary, the music director, he was amazing. Mark Freund was his name. Is his name. He looked me in the eye, smiled, and said, "It is so good to see you." I was shocked and embarrassed about not being there that morning, so I kind of glanced away, and he reiterated, "It is so good you are here." And then he went on to something else. It has been many, many years since that moment. I can't even remember what happened the rest of that evening. But that moment of the music director saying that to me is the gift of true UU ministry. I think it's one of the things that sets us apart from many shame-based faith communities. It is what I believe all members, whether they have a leadership role or not, whether you started coming a month ago or 2 years ago, it is something we should all be striving to inhabit. As you grow into your identity as a member of the congregation or as a Unitarian Universalist, you too should be offering this moment of, I see you. I am so glad you are here. As an ordained UU minister, I fully acknowledge that I don't always hit the mark, but it is my intention to make sure that every person I interact with knows they matter. I come with all kinds of background and all the stuff, but if people don't feel like they matter when they are in my presence, then I am not offering belonging. I am not ministering as a verb. We can have a million book discussions and the best written bylaws in the whole UU world, but if we don't acknowledge each other's hurts and celebrate each other's joys, then we are not living our ministry and making space for others to find their way into belonging within our community. True ministry or belonging, individually and collectively, requires ongoing self-reflection and the willingness to try again. I believe that the path of becoming a member, much like the Velveteen Rabbit, is ongoing, long after the act of signing the membership book. Similarly, a congregation becomes a congregation through many milestones, and yet it continues to evolve and change long after each point in time, each point that you can look to and a history time wall and go, well, there was this, we continue to grow and change, hopefully as we become even better people. My own personal growth as a UU member and then a minister has had its moments of joy and connection, and it has had discrete moments of time of realizing a conversation didn't go as I had hoped, or a moment of realizing I personally contributed to causing pain and hurt. All of these moments in time, whether there is a misunderstanding or an overstepping in some way, requires humility and grace. The humility to realize I contributed to a conflict, an apology that needs to be made, or being authentic and vulnerable about a misunderstanding. There are so many times, especially coming into any group of people, where they have their ways of behaving, and it can take a long time to learn how this community works together. No matter who you are, there's still a lot of learning. Living our UU ministry of loving each other, of belonging, and holding an open space, because, as I said earlier, we don't have a creed. So what we're always doing is striving for how can we do this together. It requires living in the messiness of being human, an openness to what we do not yet now know, and believing that even though we can't define it, I mean, can anybody point to ministry in the room? No. We can't define it, we can't look at it, but ministry is still present, even here, even now, especially in the messiness. If you have been part of this community for many years, where are you offering belonging to someone new? Are you inviting them to an upcoming event? Are you inviting them out to coffee? Are you truly listening to them as they share about their lives? If you're someone new to the congregation, yes, there are ongoing changes happening here, but I want to assure you that the work of belonging and ministering, the act of taking care of each other, will continue to take place regardless of who the minister is, because this community has weathered many, many, many changes since its inception in the 1840s. This community has continued to change, grow, and evolve. I have faith that together you will continue living into your ministry even when it can't be seen or articulated. It is there. It is each of you taking one step and then another and then another, making space for the dance of life and community of which we are all a part. Ministering is all of you. Belonging is each of you in this community of radical inclusion where you are welcome. Amen. We're going to close by singing one of our favorite songs, number 311, from our gray hymnal, and you are invited to stand and embody your spirit. Let it be a dance.
We do. May I have this dance with you through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Let a dancing song be heard. Play the music, say the words, and fill the sky with sailing birds.
Oh, okay. Well, I went to the second verse.
Let's start with verse 2.
We'll start with verse 2, and then we'll go back to the chorus like we should have.
Back to the chorus.
Sorry. Everybody turn and spin. Let your body learn to bend. And like a willow with the wind, let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. A child is born, the old must die. A time for joy, a time to cry.
fun. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you? Through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Morning star comes out at night. Without the dark there is no light. If nothing's wrong and nothing's right, let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let the sunshine, let it rain. Share the laughter, bear the pain. And round we go again. Let it be a dance.
Please join. If you could turn the projector back on. Thank you. And our chalice extinguishing words. We extinguish this chalice with an open heart. We are building a better world together. We are becoming better people together. We are living our lives together. We don't have to do it alone. Amen.